The two reasons why this is notorious is because of the phrase sons of God and the word NEPHILIM.
The sons of God saw that the daughters of man were attractive, and they took as their wives any they chose.
Who are the sons of God?
Yeah, because it gets a little weird.
It gets a little weird. It gets a little weird. This also flows right out of the genealogy of chapter 5. Daughters were born to them. The entire genealogy, every generation had reiterated sons and daughters, that these patriarchs had birthed sons and daughters. If we looked at the rest of the Bible, we would see this phrase, sons of God, in basically one other book, and that is in the book of Job. In the later chapter, the sons of God appear to be the stars, which, could possibly be angels. Chapter 1 of Job and chapter 2 of Job, the sons of God are, again, apparently part of the heavenly court that gather with God, and even Satan is among them. So that's where the challenge comes from. The problem with sons of God being angels here, there's several problems. One problem, in verse 3, the Lord said, "My spirit will not strive in man forever." So if this were angels or sons of God,
Why the reference of spirit dwelling in man?
why the reference to man? Are the sons of God being angels or these divine beings, are they mentioned anywhere else in Genesis 1 through 5? No. Genesis 6 through 50? No. Exodus through Deuteronomy? No. Joshua all the way through in the Hebrew order, Job is more towards, it's in the third section. Sons of God does not come up in the Hebrew Bible besides a few other places. To say that the sons of God are these angelic beings that come into the daughters of, it's just completely out of the bounds of this particular narrative.
I know some people reference the book of Enoch, and they try to use that to explain what's happening here. Obviously, we don't view that book as canon.
A great question. There's one very popular scholar, Michael Heiser. I just mentioned his name. Great scholar.
Yeah, the book is The Unseen Realm.
And he's used the book of Enoch, as well as a few other references outside of the Bible in the ancient Near East, but mainly the book of Enoch, to suggest that, no, these are really these angelic beings that God had as his offspring, and there's humans and there's angels and demons. All of these are gods. They're lowercase g, and they're, again, part of God's offspring. I think really if we contrast what he is doing with what we are doing, this will kind of become clear. Michael Heiser has taken, for example, this phrase, sons of God, and to discern its meaning, he has looked in, of course, in the book of Job, which is fair, but he's framed the meaning. He's widened the context of this word, sons of God, to basically every other writing in the world. The book of Enoch is much later than this author. This author, again, Moses would be 1400, or again, a later author if you take it that. But the book of Enoch is the turn of the millennium. It's much later. You wouldn't want to use him or that writing to understand what the author is doing here. And so what we're trying to do is look at the immediate context, to the context of Genesis 5 and Genesis 6 and here in the Pentateuch. And that's how we're kind of limiting or setting a boundary around our meaning, whereas in this book, The Unseen Realm, he's going to everywhere outside of the Bible to constrain meaning. We would say, of course, the sons of God is none other than Enosh, who was a son of Seth, Seth, a son of Adam, and Adam was created by God in his likeness, and indeed
Was a son of God.
was a son of God. These in particular would be in contrast to those descendants of Cain, who were not sons. He was not a son,
Right.
nor was he a seed. Again, not that he wasn't literally a son, but again, that wasn't the description. So there's no reason to take this as one is a godly line and one is, again, the line of Cain, which would maybe be an ungodly line.